Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Planet Zoo build. Today I did struggle with what our next animal would be, but ultimately I decided on Timberwolves. I kind of realized I was working in this European, North America, temperate taiga tundra area. I kind of accidentally gave myself a theme we were working in. Not sure why. Now saying I'm doing Timberwolves. Okay, I did do it early on. Did you see I checked the landmass? I did not forgive myself for the polar bear catastrophe. So you can see here instantly I started off with wooden barriers. The decisions I made with the polar bear one were interesting, right? But we're not doing polar bears right now. We're doing timberwolves. So let's talk about our timberwolf habitat. So I decided I wanted to give the timberwolves a waterfall. I hadn't really done any waterfall features. But I didn't want to do the waterfall that they give you. I wanted to use the fountain effects. And that decision came from a lot of if you look at my taiga zoo, my twisting taiga zoo that I'd made quite a few waterfalls, all utilizing that waterfall preset that they gave us. So I wanted to see if I could make a realistic-ish waterfall with the fountains, because I do know prior to having the waterfalls, that's what we used. And I kind of like the look of some of them I had seen, so I wanted to try it and see where I ended up. And I also realized that I was so annoyed with the polar bear habitat because the rocks looked like they just came out of nowhere. And here's this giant thing of rocks. There's no real connection to anything. They don't just fade away into the ground. It's just a circle of rocks. Part of that is like my view as the creator is higher up. It's not down where like people would be, but that's where I was. So I made this with the intent of I want to make this look like it'll blend in a little, right? So then I was like, I haven't built any sort of over walkways yet, right? I haven't done anything that the people can go up high and see the animals. I like that concept. I try not to overdo it. It's when I find myself doing quite a bit sometimes. So this is the first time I let myself do that in this one. I do like to try to bring different types of viewing to different animals. And then I thought that the word I want is lend itself. This lent itself to making a rock cave for the wolves to go into and hide. And now this does cut visibility drastically for the guests. Like, I have every expectation that the guests in the timber wolf habitat is gonna be hit or miss. I'm hoping because they're up high, they'll get a better view and things will be fine. This is when I realized I connected way too much to my staff buildings. But then I'm like, haha, this is why I built it this way. Staff buildings, here we go. Then I struggled with the pathing a little bit. I think it was the terrain had kind of raised or lowered it just a little, so it was a little annoying. But then we got it figured out. And then I was like, this lends me an opportunity to kind of make that rocky formation more natural. Again, I lended myself the ridiculousness of relying on rock number 1, but I used varying rocks and I had every anticipation and expectation of going back through and fixing them. I also have only really ever done like one timberwolf habitat in the past, so I sincerely didn't know what they needed. I did end up giving them quite a lot of more space, but you can see, unlike the polar bear habitat, I didn't path all the way around it. I didn't seal myself in with not being able to make it bigger. I gave myself that ability to make it bigger, which is super important, I think, when you are building a new habitat. You got to be able to make it bigger or smaller if needed. You can't just this is it and build yourself into a corner. I was playing with watercolor a little bit, but ultimately decided just to stick with like the normal, like clear, clean water. And then the hardest part, like the easiest and the hardest part is like, you don't need a whole lot in the actual habitat, but you'll notice that I kind of didn't make it big enough. Oh, the wolf just jumped right over the fence and I was like, son of a he just was like, you gotta be kidding me. Fortunately, it was a very easy fix. They don't need it that high, and because of where it was, I could just put some rocks and it didn't look the most obnoxious thing ever. So we could fix that pretty easily. And then you can kind of see, I don't know what to do with this space. I could just decorate it, but it's fairly large and it lends itself to not being just decorated. So I do end up building habitats for it, or exhibits, and that's in the next episode. So you'll see that next. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this habitat. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and have a great day. Bye everybody. Thank you for watching.